Now, we talked about the fully qualified domain name. In this case, it's the same port, same kind of different path. Redirect is part of the query string dashboard. One thing I do want to cover here is the fragment. The fragment typically just means take me to a specific part of the page. So in this case, we're saying profile. It could be user information. It could be settings. It could be anything. So this is just saying take me to a specific element or part of the web page that you just loaded. Now, I pretty much kind of covered what a lot of these mean, but I'm just going to walk through them like one at a time, just so for some further clarification. So, as we talked about, schemes typically refer to either HTTP and in some cases HTTPS. We'll talk about that in a second. The scheme pretty much identifies a protocol. It always ends with a colon, forward slash, and it tells your browser how to communicate with what server. And then we have user info. In this case, we talked about is bad idea, almost never used. You'll never find these in the URL these days. And we talk about the host. The host is pretty much, taking you to the fully qualified domain name. In this example, we're saying legacy.example.com. The host identifies the target server. It can be a domain or subdomain, etc. Port is basically which part of the application, which port is it running on the web server. So a web server, ideally nowadays, we kind of have dedicated web servers for different applications, but a lot of times we still run different apps and different services on one server. So this is just saying for this particular application, we're running on port 8080 in this case. And most of the time, if this is not there, it defaults to port 80, or if there's a redirect set up for HTTPS, which is a more secure version of HTTP, it just redirects you to 443 and so forth. Now the path, we kind of talked about it. The path just points to a specific file or route on the server. If not specified, a lot of times it will just default to index.